Hey guys, and welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we're jumping back into some more Project Architect, and of course, getting into some EMC Lincoln. So, I hope you guys are ready. So today is the day that some things really start opening up. I'm going to talk a little bit about how I'm generating EMC now, and how we are going to be progressing moving forward. So, let me go ahead and pop these off. I'm going to go ahead and show you currently how much EMC I have built up and what I'm currently doing. So, but the main thing that has been generating EMC for us is this right here. So, blocks of diamond have been building up from the mob farm. I have officially set EMC values for basically all the mob drops that come from here. So, as you can see, these are things, of course, that aren't going to have EMC and like dimlets and things like that. Of course, the bow doesn't even have a durability, so it has no EMC. But I did get all the stuff, all the main mobs from ours. I figured that would be just like a quality of life thing to have those set. So I'm still like slowly working on the pack as I'm playing it, which is kind of crazy. But I do want to talk about this. So once you get enough EMC, all you need is about 4,000, or I guess you would need like 6 million EMC built up. Make yourself a dark matter pedestal and a watch of flowing time. If you're on a single player world, you probably won't be able to do this on a multiplayer world. Just keep that in mind. Most of the time, the watch of flowing time is going to be disabled. And then you have your power flower. Now, this is like a mixture of like different levels. Just put it in perspective. Right here's a tier 1. This is a tier 3 collector. And there's also some other mixed in stuff because I was still working on like trying to increase my output slowly but surely. But that has been done. Let me go ahead and grab this. But I'm going to show you. Inside there, I replaced it with diamond. I had to go up to a larger item that is going to be put in. But this pedestal says right here, it gives 18 bonus ticks to nearby blocks every tick. So it in essence is speeding up the ticks on the blocks that are around it, in essence, speeding it up. So it goes from pretty slow, or 18 times slower, I'm assuming, and I think the range is a 5x5 on this. I think I remember calculating that in the past. But it is going to slowly generate diamonds. And after you have your first pedestal, you're going to want to save up for another pedestal because these stack. So eventually we'll be able to have this power flower, the reason I built it, and we'll be able to stack our EMC. Bam. So just like that, things are going to get OP pretty quickly. And that's the whole point, right? I want to be able to have this EMC to gain access to some of these really, really awesome functionalities. And honestly, I still think this is one of the best ways to generate EMC like properly early on is a mob farm. 100%, this is going to be like one of the best ways of doing it. Get yourself as many items as possible so they can be transferred. Make sure you get a nice fast pipe upgrade and just pull those items out and convert them directly into blocks like this. 100% believe that is probably the best way so far that I've found, other than, of course, going this route. So as you can see, we're building up some EMC, which is all great, which is good and all, but we're about to be using a lot of it. So keep that in mind. We are going to be using a lot of EMC. So let me grab a tank here. I do have basically a full tank set aside that is all of the essence that has been generated. And you can see that is quite a bit, over 800 buckets worth of experience wrapped up inside that block. And that has been how much experience has been generated from this. I made sure to shut this off so it didn't suck the tank in here and throw it into here. But yeah, that's the thing I had to watch out for. So as you can see, we have passive EMC generation that's actually pretty quick. What I want to do today is I want to finally make the EMC tablet so I don't have to keep coming back here over and over again. I want to make this. Finally, I can afford it. The Transmutation tablets. It's going to require a little bit of stone and an actual tablet. So I've had it setting in my to-do list for a long time now. And finally I can make this bad boy. All right, let's do this. And there we go. And we can save it. And what this lets me do is I now have a traveling EMC tablet, but things are going to get even crazier because I'm also going to have access to a wireless refined storage system. And then I'm going to have a wireless remote, and our system is going to be hooked in. Remember the mod Project Editions that was just added, right? Project Architect Editions. Well, I want to make this EMC interface. And this bad boy is not too bad, but it is going to require us to go to the nether because I am going to need netherite for this. So let me go ahead and add this to my to-do list. And we see right here, we need an exporter, an importer, a network receiver. And these tools, by the way, are normally used to go long distance. So these are used to like share your network from like one location to another or cross dimensionally. So that'll be pretty fun that we have to make. I need to learn these anyways because we're going to be using them probably quite a bit for different builds. So let's go ahead. What would be a good tool? There's some really good tools that I think would help us out in the nether for mining. And they're a part of Project E. I mean, we could probably use any of these tools, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, there's a destruction catalyst. That would be pretty nasty to use, but I'm almost positive this is going to be the best way to find this stuff. So yeah, this is definitely going to be worthwhile. So one of the things that this is going to need is some sort of fuel source. So we can use glowstone, we can use Eternalist fuel. I think Eternalist fuel is probably going to be enough. I'm not going to need it for very long, I don't think. We just need a simple way to get down and come back up. So T-construct, I should have enough bronze kits to hopefully get my pick repaired up. And we're not going to need to use the pick very much. And that should be it. Man, I am so ready to get my refined storage hooked into this. This is going to be a game changer. So let's head into the nether. So as I make my way down here, I want to kind of explain how the Project E tools work. I know I've had some people say that they can't figure things out. There is a pretty decent wiki on Project E. But the main thing that I think people are having problems with is keybind conflicts. Now, in almost every mod pack ever, they're going to be shipped out and the keybinds are going to be all conflicting, and you have to normally go in and change it. Nothing's different about my pack. You have to go in and change the keybinds. By default, the destruction catalyst, normally the charge is going to be V, and it is an incredibly loud noise that it usually makes. But you hit V to charge, and every charge level, and you can shift down. Every charge level is going to do a different thing or do a different size. And it's different with every single thing you use. So just keep that in mind. We're trying to get down to Y level 13 or 15? Y level 15. And once I get down to Y level 15, we're going to put this bad boy to use. I'm kind of honestly scared to use this because I know just how crazy dangerous this tool can be. I mean, it's literally called a destruction catalyst. It's a catalyst for destruction. It's just, I mean, it puts it pretty clear right there, especially when we're in an area full of lava, and the only thing I can turn into is a blaze, I guess, to prevent me from taking lava damage, but still. Oh boy. All right, we're almost there. Okay, so Y level 17, I am looking for ancient debris. This is like the best level, I think, to find it. Yeah, Y level 15, right here. Oh boy. All right. I mean, I'm going to try it with the small. You're supposed to hold shift. And holding shift, depending on what mode you're in, like this right here mines out it looks like a regular 3x3 area. Which is not bad. That's totally like usable, but we bump up to the next size. Oh boy. That's a lot bigger. All right. And then we go up again. That's even bigger. And this is consuming fuel, by the way. And then the next size. That's a lot bigger. Now, it's supposed to drop things called like matter balls, I think. If there's like, for example, too many drops. It brings all the items like directly to you here. Interesting. So I don't know if it does the matter ball drop anymore, but it's definitely bringing the items right up to me, which is great because the lava, that's an issue. I'm going to keep mining till we find at least an ancient debris. What I'm after. And looky there. So I ended up clearing out the area and bam, that's exactly what we need. Ancient debris. And let's see. So one ancient debris, I believe after we smelt it, we'll be able to be turned into netherite scrap. And perfect. So we can take that netherite scrap and we can convert that into the nugget or the ingots that we need. Perfect. Well, it didn't take too much. I mean, took a little bit of mining, but not much at all. So now that I have these netherite scraps, oh boy, things are really going to start to change. So I can now pull out enough that's going to be needed, 4 of those and some gold, doing some regular vanilla Minecraft stuff. Pull out some gold, fill this in, and bam, we have ourselves a netherite ingot. I know, as if this was the most powerful item in Minecraft. It's really not in this pack though. It's far from it. So let's go ahead and learn that. And we are going to need a couple of them for the tasks ahead. So I'm going to get everything prepped up that is going to be needed for this setup. And I'm going to make myself an EMC interface. We're going to hook this bad boy into our crafting grid right here. I'm going to show you how this is all going to work. And oh boy, we're going to have some fun. So pulling all this stuff out has effectively run my EMC almost dry. Thankfully, we do have EMC that's coming in, but I have everything I think needed. So I should be able to now craft an EMC interface. We can go ahead and learn this. Of course, I can't pull another one out, but that is all there. Now, the one thing that we're going to need to hook this in, which I'm sure is what a lot of people are kind of wondering, is within refined storage. Let's make sure this should be synchronizing. Yeah. So what we're going to need is a storage or an external storage. So just like this. So chests, man, that's going to make it so much easier once this is hooked in. You're really going to notice. So there we go. We have an external storage. Let's go ahead and teach that. Now, to set this up, I'm going to go ahead and make my way to the back of this. And what I'm going to use is just a couple of cables. And we're going to make this look nice and clean. I'm going to place it right up there. So let's grab our cable here. And then this cable is going to connect into the back. And then what I'm going to have is this interface that I've placed right here. And then we need to make sure in our refined storage system, we need to kind of, there's a couple of things that we're going to need to do. We need to sort of think about the priority of this machine right here and what can go in and what shouldn't go in. Because if we set these priorities in a certain way, let's say I have a tank full of experience here and I put this into this refined storage system and it's connected to this with a priority of 1. That means that any item that I place in that has EMC value associated with it, like this tank, means that it's going to delete that fluid and then go in and be converted into just the plain EMC value here, which is kind of a thing that we have to work around. So we need to think about that before we just start dumping items in. But I think overall, this connected and then setting this to a priority of 1 for me is going to be fine. Now, anything that doesn't have EMC, when you put it in, should just go into your regular storage here. But let's take a look. Okay, so you're going to notice everything in here now says it has a really high number value, right? Associated to it. That is based upon the EMC, your current EMC value that you have right here, and the current items you have learned. So this is where this gets quite awesome. So anytime I have an item that has EMC that I throw in, it's going to affect and change all this. But this that's listed here is the same as everything that's listed in this. So do we really need the table now? Not really, because we can now search using refined storage. Oh, and is it so much easier because you can now add mods. So let's do like Tinker's Construct, for example. I can actually add the mod and go directly to it, or like cyclic. Let's do cyclic right here. So here's all the cyclic items. You can't do that in this table. So I can't like add a mod to be able to figure out what mod is from what. So being able to do this, oh, is so nice. So very nice. Now I do need to keep in mind, I do have fuel in here. Let me grab some Eternalist fuel and we'll just swap that out. There we go. So yeah, now I can also hook in some wireless power to this and we can get ourselves a wireless tablet. And this is where I said this is going to come in handy. So just doing a little bit of searching here and doing a little bit of making of things. It should be pretty easy to, for example, make a wireless crafting grid, because for the most part, I should have everything learned. So it's going to pull it directly from my EMC and it's going to go into here. And then when I pull this out, it consumed the EMC, as you can see, for those items. And if I was to put this back in, it just taught my system, it just taught my transmutation table that item as well. So pretty powerful. And I think this is going to make this pack, just that was the one thing that I think has tied this whole pack together. Now to get this all nice and hooked up, all I have to do is place down this. Well, actually place it where it needs to go, which is directly on top of this cable. If I can place it on there. Maybe it can't go on this particular cable. I wonder if I need a little bit. Maybe I have to extend the cable out of here. Let's try this. Let's place the cable here and then place that there. Perfect. Okay. And then I'm going to put some range upgrades in this. Now this is all going to make the cost go up. So this is now 51 FE per tick, which is more than this can actually handle. So we're going to have to get ourselves a power system going. That is going to be, we've got to really start looking into this. I'm thinking by default, I'm just going to place it without the upgrades. I think that's going to be cheaper. Yeah, 19. So that's keeping it within the threshold here. We could probably even do 2 upgrades just to give us a little bit more range. Yeah, 35. That's perfect. Now that we have this, we still need a way to charge this. And I think thermal has a pretty decent way of charging things that shouldn't be too difficult to get our hands on. So let's see, it's the energetic infuser, but it also has another block, the Tinker's Workbench, which I believe allows power to be routed into. It's not going to be very fast, that's for sure. It's not going to be very fast at all, but we should be able to hook up like a dynamo, for example, onto this. Give it some fuel. Let's see, Eternalist, Project E. That is one nice thing though about Project E, that the table, it does show all your fuels like right away. So let's see, can I charge it in here? Oh, I can. Oh, that was actually really fast too. So yeah, you can charge it inside the Tinker's Workbench, which is pretty handy. Now to get this to all work, we shift right click on here and we should have a wireless crafting grid right here that lets us access all of those same items. And I believe, yeah, this can go in a Curo slot. I guess it doesn't matter what slot, but it can go in a Curo slot. And I think I just have to go into the controls and refined storage, hopefully. Open wireless grid. You can see open portable grid. Clear crafting matrix. I'm going to be opening wireless crafting grid. By default, it's set to this. I want it to be set to F. And just to go through keybinds, I guess, if it is orange like this, that means something already has it. So you can hit F and hit key, and you can see item swap offhand. We want that to be gone. I don't want anything related to F to be in here. And now I can open my wireless grid by just hitting F. How nice is that? So you may be asking yourself at this point, now that I have all of this power, all of this stuff with refined storage, what am I going to do with it? Like, what am I going to do with all of the power that I have here? Well, I'm about to start tearing up the underground of this, and we're gonna do some pretty cool stuff. So I am going to start. I guess I might as well. I want to clear this section out. I'm thinking about having like an underground ravine here that sort of opens itself up and sort of zigzags. Oh man, I'm trying to come up with an idea. So this whole middle section, I think, including this over here, is going to have glass that sort of encompasses the bottom, so it lets us see down below. But this right here also needs to be bordered out on the edge, making it look like it's an actual path, because I want this path to still exist here. Man, I have this massive idea in my head, and I'm guessing the only thing I can do is just to, you know, go ahead and start doing it by clearing it out. I guess this is where the bouncy boots would be probably a good idea. So clearing out this area, I've got to work it out slowly but surely. And yeah, I'll end up just basically doing the exact same thing I just did here. Clearing out areas and hoping I don't fall into lava as I make these massive holes in the ground. So I think this right here is going to work out perfect. So I've kind of refined my idea a little bit. And so what I want to do is all of this stuff that you see bricked in, I've got a brick in the outside edge as well. So I'm going to have all this space that's right here is what's going to be hollowed down. Now this is going to take a lot of time. It's probably going to be a project that's going to be worked on over the episodes, but the goal is to make some, basically make the underground here look sort of natural. And then also make it not be the natural brick and cobblestone and stone and all the stuff that's down there. I want to have it be some sort of futuristic color. And this is where the build is sort of going to take a futuristic turn. And that's kind of what I was hoping for with all of this, was to have definitely a futuristic build. So all of this has to be hollowed out. I just don't know how far I want to go. And it needs to be more like a ravine style shape. So this is slowly but surely getting dug out. And when I mean dug out, I mean, yeah, it's definitely getting done. And so the plan, I think I eventually want like my draconic sphere and everything to be down here. And eventually have this hollowed out enough to where that would be able to fit. So we could get started on some power mods, get started with draconic. There's all kinds of stuff that I want to get done. And this is going to look really cool once I have like some sort of glass above that, whether that's a dark glass or what have you. Yeah, that's going to look pretty good. I'm pretty excited. This is going to be definitely something that I work on potentially over the next few episodes as we get into some more mods. So of course, with all of the craziness that we now have going on, I can't wait to get my build on. That is going to be something that I'm going to be doing over the next few episodes. Of course, we have EMC generating behind us. I think things are really going to start ramping up real soon. And that is going to mean the more building I can do, which I want to make some really interesting things. So underground is definitely going to be the start for which this whole thing is really going to start taking off. This whole build area is really going to start taking off. But of course, I do want to give a huge shout out to, of course, the sponsor of today's video. And that is going to be a huge thanks to Tokizoa. I think I said that right. Thank you so much for your amazing support, by the way, over on the Discord. And of course, guys, if you are interested in joining the Discord, all you got to do is go to discord.gg/ChosenArchitect. And of course, you can find that there. And there's all kinds of stuff, by the way, for you to do over on the Discord. We are over 20,000 members strong, and I'd love for you guys to check that out. Of course, guys, you don't have to be a member to join things like our vanilla server, but we do have modded subservers. So if you do want to become a supporter, we do have tons and tons of perks for you for doing so. So thank you so much for being amazing. And of course, guys, I will see you in the next episode. Be sure to click that subscribe button. And of course, guys, as always, thanks for watching.